just a minute. Well, hello everyone. So glad that you're here for our overview this week. As you're coming in, please make sure that you say hello in the chat and tell us where you're coming in from and who invited you. So that way we know who your connection is to this call that we're doing today. So I was thinking about this earlier today. I think there are two things that are inevitable. You ready for these two? Tell me if you agree with this. That time is passing and that you are aging, right? Anybody agree with me, right? And so it's, time is going so quickly. I don't know about you guys, but it's like, wow, what happened to 2021? And then now it's like, wow, what happened to January? We're already in February. And, it's like the days, the weeks, the months just keep clicking. And so I want to ask you a question before we get started. If I were to ask you, what would you love for your life to look like 5 years from now? Okay, so 5 years from now would be February of 2027. I want you to think about this. How old will you be? Okay, you don't have to say it out loud. You can in the chat if you want to, but how old will you be? How old will the significant people in your family be? So think about maybe a spouse or a significant other, maybe your kids, right? How old will they be in 5 years? Maybe grandkids, maybe your parents, right? Because maybe you have aging parents. Like when you start thinking about those numbers, I want you to think about what things are going to change in your life between now and then in 5 years. A lot can happen in 5 years, right? Like we moved in 5 years and so many things are different about my life now than they were 5 years ago. And so I want you to think about that as we're talking tonight, because we're going to be talking about what you want your life to look like and how to design your life and be intentional about that process and not just let life happen to you. So let me introduce myself. My name is Lissa Figgins, and I live in I say greater St. Louis area, but I'm really in rural Southern Illinois. And I was that girl that was living by default. I did not have a plan. I did not have a vision. I did not have goals. In fact, I remember very clearly, my husband and I don't even remember, probably like about maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little bit more, we went on a getaway weekend and my husband was very inspired for us to set some goals, like very inspired. He brought the whiteboard and the whiteboard markers on our getaway weekend. I was like, wow, how romantic is this, right? So he pulls this out and he's like, what are our goals? And they were basically all his goals because I was in that like, woe is me, I'm a mom, I don't have time to think about myself, I don't know what my goals are, la, 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 right? Letting life be my excuse. And so we wrote these goals on the whiteboard and we got home, guess what? That whiteboard went in the corner of our bedroom and eventually it found itself down on the floor by the trunk where it was sitting. And 5 years later, he's like, you know what? How are we doing on those goals? So we pulled out the whiteboard and guess what? We had made zero progress towards anything that was on that list. Now, I'm going to tell you that 5 years went by like that, right? But those goals that we had written down, we weren't looking at them. We weren't thinking about them. We weren't taking action on them, right? We didn't have a system. We didn't have any kind of plan. We didn't have any support. So yeah, no wonder, right? We weren't any closer. In fact, I often think it's not just that we weren't any closer, but we actually had gone backwards in some of those areas. So what we're going to talk about tonight is a simple system and a great community of support that can help you to not make that mistake that my husband and I made, right? And so I love the fact that we can be intentional and we can choose to live life by design. Because let's be honest, most people around us in the world are living by default, right? And so I want you to think about what difference would it make if you were living your life by design. And so I want to go ahead and share my screen because I have a presentation I want to show you. So you're not just looking at my face while we're here. And I need to go to move us out of the corner and present. Okay, somebody give me a thumbs up. I'm going to minimize this over here so I can see what I'm looking at, that you can see this. Yes? Okay, thank you very much, Nikki. So imagine living life differently. Here's a very sad statistic. 72% of people, or actually, I'm sorry, 92% of people will not reach their goals. Already between 70 and 80% have given up by the end of January, okay? But 92% of people are not going to live their goals, are not going to live a life by design, right? So imagine if we lived life differently and we actually did the things that we said we were going to do. How many of you said big things you're going to do, right? And already you've kind of lost steam on that, or it's totally fallen off your radar or whatever, right? Been there, done that, start, stop cycles, and then you're just setting the same goals year after year after year. And it doesn't feel like anything life is changing, right? That's what it looks like when you live by default. So tonight we're going to talk about how you can live life differently and live it by design. So let's be honest. Look around right now. We live in a very unbalanced world, right? There's no question that there are a lot of things in our world that are not right. Here are a few things to get you thinking about them. Hold on, see if it'll. Okay, it's going to give me a whole bunch at once, it looks like. Okay, so fitness, 42% of people are obese, right? We know that obesity is at a root cause of so many health issues. Yet 42% of us are overweight. Finances, get this. Most people, 70% of people could not come up with $1,000 cash on the spot, like if their car broke down and they had to do some major repairs. They would have to go into debt, use their credit cards, right, to be able to pay for an expense like that. When it comes to family, so many families, right, are experiencing breakups. 53% of marriages are ending in divorce. And they're saying that the average marriage is now only lasting, I think it was 8 years, what I heard recently. And then we've got this one at the bottom, which is field. 70% of people are going to a job every day that they don't love. Think about how that right there would not only affect your productivity at work, but also your attitude at home and, and just your energy and everything, right? Your outlook on the future, like that's really unbalanced. Faith is being removed from everywhere. When it comes to friends, 7 out of 10 people have toxic friends in their life and are just allowing them to still be in that inner circle with them, right? And that drags us down. And we are the most overworked society, right? It's no wonder with issues like health and weight issues, finance stress, family, issues, not loving our jobs, not being strong in our faith, having toxic relationships, that we are not having fun, right? So would you agree with me that we live in a pretty unbalanced world? If you agree with me, you can put on a scale of 1 to 10, how unbalanced do you think that this world is? Right? I know it's an arbitrary thing to put out there, but when you look at this, wow. And I would love to hear, before we go on, which of these really stand out to you, or are you noticing? So we don't need to hear the whole story behind it, but which one of these kind of really make you go, wow, yeah, I see that, or maybe even it's you. That's up to you if you want to share that piece. If you want to, just unmute. If not, that's fine. We'll just move on. So what I love is the fact that we have a solution, right? It's not all doom and gloom, because there are ways that we can live differently. And tonight we want to introduce you to the Oola lifestyle framework, which is a lifestyle. It's not just a quick fix. It's this is how I want to live my life. And what they have done is they have put this in a digital tool that you can not only use on your desktop or a home computer, you can also open on a companion app on your phone. And here's what's so great about it. You go in when you get started and you take an assessment within the 7 areas. So the 7 areas you're going to be hearing about are the ones we just talked about: faith, family, friends, your field of work, your finances, your fitness and health, and your fun. And you take an assessment of where you are. And then once you see where you are, it helps you to set specific goals to you in the areas that you really want to be working on. And then you prioritize those goals. And then it customizes the way that it sends you the program. So it's not just a one size fits all. It's a what fits you with the areas that you need the most work on. So let me show you a quick video that is going to give you a peek about what this all looks like.
Do you often find yourself feeling stressed, overwhelmed, out of balance, or searching for more purpose? You're not alone. Today, more than ever, people spend the majority of their lives driving to a job they hate, grabbing unhealthy food through a window on their way home, only to arrive back home to a situation they can't stand and spend their downtime staring at a stack of bills they can't pay. It doesn't have to be this way. Imagine having the energy to live your life to the fullest, doing the work you love, feeling financially secure, experiencing deep, meaningful connections with family and friends, confidently pursuing your purpose, making time for self-care, and finding joy in each new day. That is the Oola mindset. Welcome to a better way, a better you. We exist to improve the world for all by helping individuals create a life of balance, growth, and purpose. How exactly does Oola work? We like to call it a year of transformation. It's a proven step by step digital framework for personal development that is completely unique to you and personalized to your goals. Oola was developed by world renowned work life balance experts and international best selling authors Dr. Dave Braun and Dr. Troy Omdahl as a simple yet highly effective resource that's applicable to anyone with the desire to vastly improve their lives. Oola's digital platform is self paced, easy to adopt, and delivers
Hold on, looks like our video.
tangible results. But don't take our word for it. We've already helped over 1 million people change
Looks like we've got some buffering. Hang on just a minute.
their lives for the better. And Oola can do the same for you.
Hi, I'm Kelly from Carlsbad, California. And using the Oola framework, my husband and I paid off over $300,000 in student loan debt.
My name is Kristen Warnica, and I live in beautiful Bend, Oregon. I've loved and lived Oola for years, from healing an autoimmune challenge, leaving an unhealthy toxic marriage, and repairing my life after divorce.
Hey there, Sean here from Forest Hill, California. And with the Oola framework, I lost 45 pounds, reconnected, and strengthened my faith.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Perth, Western Australia. Thanks to Oola and the Green Gap Principles, I paid off $52,000 in 52 weeks.
It all begins with phase 1, Design My Life Blueprint. This is where you'll identify key stress points in your life and create a path toward eliminating them. Once you've completed phase 1, you'll have a deeper understanding of the imbalances in your life, along with a plan on how to fix them. Thus, the blueprint is making positive changes. Phase 2 is called My Breakthrough Experience, and it is exactly that. Customized content to help you break through what's been holding you back. Bad habits, self-doubt, and all other limiting beliefs that don't belong in your mind. When you're done with phase 2, you'll have the confidence and self-belief that you can take on anything life brings your way. The final phase is called My Personalized Path. At this point, you've broken through your personal roadblocks, gained a better understanding of your own goals, and developed more self-confidence to reach your dreams. Each month, you'll unlock personalized content to help keep you focused and moving forward on the path toward the life you deserve. Simply put, Oola's innovative e-learning platform is built for results, but there's so much more to it. The Oola community is over 1 million strong, and not only do they become friends, but also accountability partners who support you on your journey to a better life. Included in your program are highly supportive inner circles and quarterly summits, along with direct access to the Oola guys twice a month in their renowned master circle. Additionally, you can download Oola's companion app, which becomes your virtual life coach, encouraging and helping you stay focused. A simple click marks another step toward achieving your personal goals. Countless success stories of real people around the world confirm that the simple, practical, and transformational Oola lifestyle framework can help anyone achieve what they truly want. To get healthy, eliminate debt, build wealth, move into their dream career, have more fun, create a better circle of friends, resolve family conflict, find their life's ultimate purpose, and so much more. Are you ready to live Oola? Join the global movement of over 1 million people in 43 countries who've designed their lives for the better. Your best self is waiting. Get started at oolalife.com today.
I love that. And in just a few minutes, when we get to the near the end of this, I'm going to ask a few people who are on here today that have been using the framework to share what it's helped them to do, right? So here are some of the things that Oola can help you do. It can help you get control over your finances. In fact, one of our founders, Dr. Troy, has a vision for people to be not stressed out by finances. And I'll talk in just a minute about a special course that we offer in addition to the tool to help you really get control over your finances. It can also help you live a life of health and vitality, building deeper relationships, tapping into your personal passions, right? Remember that 70% of people are going to a job they don't love because it's not tied to their personal passion. So do you know what your purpose is? That's something that I am really big on, is knowing what your purpose is and then visualizing what you want your life to look like when you design it, and then setting those goals so you can live out what those passions are. Finding time for self-care. How many of you have ever said, oh, I didn't have time today. There's not time for me. Oh, one day when I have time, right? Like, it's not just going to show up. Like we said, time is passing, so we need to make time for it. The next one's popping up. There we go. Break through those limiting beliefs and past trauma. So key. And you heard in that video, we talk about breaking through the blockers, right? Things like self-sabotage and fear and doubt and comparison and envy and anger, and the things that oftentimes are up here that are keeping us from the life that we truly want. And discovering what your true purpose is, because when you know that, it's going to drive your actions and your decisions in your day. And what I love about the tool is not only do I have this amazing, app in my hand that I can do on my own, right? And I can get so far on my own, but we have really built in some intentional community so that you're not doing it by yourself, which makes all the difference. So we have these things called inner circles, which are really small groups of people that are using the tool that get together on a regular basis via Zoom. Or local if you're close to the people who are in your inner circle. So that way you can really work on what you're doing to live the Oola lifestyle. You heard about the master circles. Those are offered by our founders, Dr. Dave and Dr. Troy, where they're really diving into more of the Oola framework and the principles and helping to answer your questions when it comes to that. Summits are things that happen quarterly around the country, as well as our regional events. So that way you can actually get face-to-face with other people who are working on themselves, right? And one of my favorite things is Oolapalooza. This picture that you see here was taken in December in Nashville, and a few of us on this call tonight were there, and our team is front and center. If you look real closely, I can see my head right there, and I think Anne might be over here. But we got together with a whole bunch of people who are using the Oola framework, and really were able to not only work on ourselves and set our goals for this 2022 year, but really learn from each other and be challenged about how we can not only live this, but share this with other people. So here's what's really cool, you guys. This is an opportunity to live better. I don't know anybody who doesn't want that opportunity, right? Even if you think that life is amazing right now, if you are a growth-minded person, then there's always room to grow, right? There's always a way to live better. And so really, we do three things. We live Oola. I'm sorry, that's on the next slide. We design our life, right? Okay, so we'll go back and talk about this. We design our life, what we want it to look like, right? What do you want your life to look like in the next 5 years in those 7 key areas? We work on breaking through those blockers, those things that can often get in the way and keep us from being able to fulfill that dream and vision that we have. And we discover our purpose, so that way we are living on purpose instead of by default. And what I love too is that Oola also has an opportunity to earn extra money. Now, this is not for everyone, but I'm just going to go ahead and share what that could look like if that's you, and you could use a little bit of extra money in your bank account. We can earn right now money, which is when we're helping other people to become members. And so I like to call that like dinner and a date, right? We can also earn money that's passive income. So that's by bringing in more members and helping people become ambassadors. That might be the kind of income that gives you some choices with that job that you don't love, or helps you to invest in, a gym membership or some of those other things that are really important to you. And then if you want to build it even more and help lead others, we have so many leadership bonuses, and that's what I call legacy money, right? That's where we can really do some big things because we've got a lot coming in. The beautiful thing is you can do it from anywhere, right? You have a phone, you have a computer, you have a mouth. We're just doing these 3 things. We're living Oola, right? Because this is the life that we want as well. We talk about Oola, so that's sharing Oola, right? And we're talking about it on social media. We're talking about it with friends and family and people that we're connecting with. And then if you want to join us in teaching Oola, like actually showing others how to use this framework, we would love to show you how to do that and make it simple. And like I said, we have additional courses if you want to dive into some of the areas that you really need some more help in. As a member, you get a discount on those courses. And one of my favorites is the Green Gap, which is, it teaches you how to eliminate debt, how to build for your future, and at the same time, how to budget for fun. And my husband and I are actually going through this course together, which is amazing, right? For us to be on the same page when it comes to our finances. So here's the deal. There are a lot of things you can do to grow, right? You can just do things on your own and read books, but a lot of people look for things like masterminds and private coaching and live seminars and events. But here's what I'm going to tell you. a lot of those are one and dones, right? How many times have you gone to a webinar, or you gone to a seminar, or you've been a part of a mastermind? It was for a certain period of time, or maybe it was just a one-time thing. You took some great notes that were in a great notebook that now sits on your desk, and you're not thinking about it every day. This literally is with me every single day, and it's helping me to live my life every single day. And what I love about it is it's so super affordable, especially when you compare it to all the other things that are out there. So it literally is something that anybody could do. So really the question is, how do you want to get started? So we've got two ways you can see here. You can start enroll as a member, either doing a monthly subscription. It's $77 to get started, which takes you through the initial Design My Life blueprint, as well as all of those first modules, and then $47 a month. Or if you're like me and you like to save and get things out of the way, you can do the annual subscription, and then you're going to get a free month for doing that. So together we are changing the world, and we're doing it with this word called Oola. So what I want to do is I just want to ask for maybe like 2 people who are on today who are using the tool already. If you would be willing to just unmute and share just real quickly, what is something that this tool has done for you to help you with your life and help you design your life?
Yeah, I would actually really love to share, because I've got a couple of things. I actually did a Facebook Live today because I have never, and I do mean never, been that person who's achieved goals. It's been on pretty much every performance evaluation I've ever I've ever gotten, despite the fact that I was the executive director of many, many, many organizations. What I did to compensate was I surrounded myself with people who could get those goals accomplished, right? I was the big picture person. They were the people who got things done. And so today, with the tool, I got 4 of my goals done since December when I started this. And that for Anne is pretty unprecedented. The other thing is that because you can track your action steps towards your goals rather than the busy work that you're doing, I've done 100 steps towards my goals. So you know what's keeping you on track, and that's a big deal. And here's why I say that. Because a few weeks ago, I recognized that something was changing in me, and I was losing my motivation. I was going through some mental health stuff, and I recognized that I needed to make some changes. So I looked at what was on my list, and I recognized that they were very work heavy, which is something that that's the hyperachiever in me, right? That's something that I tended to do. And what I actually teach and train people to do is how to balance their life so that there is time for fun and time for friends and family, and that's part of their purpose. And yet I wasn't doing that for myself. And so I intentionally put action steps in that led to self-care and fun, and I made time for that in my schedule. And it is making a massive difference, and making a difference in what I'm getting done in my workday. And so having that flexibility of being able to have your big goals, but also being able to kind of flex back and go like, all right, so there's these other goals that I can reference to as well, because these are the things I need for myself right now, is really, really, truly amazing. And this, I just can't say enough about this. I would not, I've picked up 4 clients in the last week. And I don't think that would have happened had I not had the focus of Oola. So that's my story.
I love it. Thank you, Anne, for sharing that. Such great wins. And you've raised your awareness, right, about where you were, what your needs were. You're able to recognize it before it just spiraled into this place where you really were in a hard place. And it would take a lot more work to get out. And that's because you had something in front of you that was keeping those goals in front of you. So I love that.
And it's been much more easy, there's my grammar. It's been much easier for me to talk about my, wow, I'm needing help right now. And that for somebody who deals with depression, who deals with the mental illness, is not easy to do. And so it's the idea of having these goals that other people are aware of and holding me accountable for, and in a gentle way that other people are aware of, has been really pretty different and pretty magical.
And I love that, right? You hit on both things that Oola is. Oola is a system and Oola is support, right? Because like I said, we can read books. There are a lot of apps that help you with your health or help you with your business or help you with this, you know, but I love that Oola puts it all in one place and then they don't leave us alone, right? So we have those intentional relationships and that accountability built in that we can access so that we can truly get the support we need and stay on track with the things that are most important to us. So thank you so much for sharing.
And they're really clear. They're really clear that health, that your fitness isn't just about your body. It's about your mind.
Yep, it's mind health as well. I love that. Yes, yes. Anyone else want to quickly share something that Oola has done for you?
I'd be happy to. Oola has helped me lose weight by helping me keep track of my protein shakes and taking my vitamins and getting in my 5,000 steps a day. I turned my camera off a minute ago because I was walking around the house trying to catch up on my steps. And, you know, that sense of, you know, checking in and watching, like Ann said, the milestones, you know, the 100 steps towards your, I'm behind you, Ann, I've got 75, so I got some catching up to do. But that sense of success, the little successes, the you know, you get the 5 mile steps, the 15, the 25, whatever, and it just keeps you going, because so many times it's like, oh, I'm never going to get there, you know, but it's like little carrots along the way. It's like, yes, I got one, you know, and the sense of community, like Ann said, everybody's there for you. Everybody wants to help you succeed. And, you know, if you tell them, hey, I'm suffering with this, or I don't understand this, more than happy to, well, let me show you how to do that. And they provide, you know, training. We have, you know, the Wednesday night training that they help you learn how to use the tool if you're confused or don't understand. It's all right there.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. When you plug in, right, it really works. And that's what's so cool. And it's so needed. When we think back to, you know, the beginning of our conversation about how quickly time passes, how unbalanced our lives are, you know, I like to say it's not a secret, right? It's not a secret for the 8% that are achieving their goals. It's a system, right? It's having a system and it's having support. So really this comes down to you, right? What about you? What if you lived your life by design? What if you had clear vision, you had inspiring goals, you had a simple plan? Would what we shared tonight help you to live a life by design? So 5 years from now, you would not be looking back with regret, but you'd be celebrating the action steps that you've taken and where it has taken you. I don't just think that it would, I know that it would. And I know that the person who invited you to this call also believes that too. So here's your next step. I want you to reach out to the person who invited you to listen to this call. And I want you to say, yes, I want to live my life by design. And let them know, or they can help you with this. Which way do you want to get started? Do you want to do the monthly option? You want to do the annual option? But we want to get you started with the tool so you can go through your Design Your Life Blueprint and then welcome you into our community so that we can celebrate with you the little wins and the big wins as you start to design your life. So I trust that what we've shared tonight has given you a glimmer of hope that life doesn't have to stay the way it is right now, regardless of what's going on in your life or what's going on around you, that you can choose to live on purpose. And it just means having a simple system and support to be able to do that. So we, as an Oola, we like to say, be grateful, have faith, and go get your Oola life. Take care.